Hey guys, it's me, Emojing, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching another animation on the channel. Next week we're gonna be reading through more of the fan fiction because there's 3 new chapters. I think I haven't read. I think there's 3 new chapters. I don't know, but there are more chapters, so they're gonna be read on Monday next week. So that's exciting, you know. But today we're gonna just be watching an animation and just get into it. It's called My Mum Woke Up from a Coma After 15 Years to Get Revenge. So might as well just get into it. Wow, that's really loud.
I could not believe
Jesus.
it was finally happening. I was going to meet my mom.
Okay.
The hospital called at 3:30 in the morning to tell my dad that my mom had finally woken up and was asking for him.
Epic.
I
Great.
know this sounds crazy,
Awesome.
but my mom's been in a coma since I was born.
That's kind of mad.
I literally put her in a coma, and she hadn't woken up once in 14
Well, it's not your fault.
until this morning.
Unless...
My dad burst into my room, almost knocking my lamp over on my bedside table. I startled awake, and before I could even open my eyes all the way, he said, "She's awake!" Before I continue my story, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to My Story Animated.
Oh, I'm already subscribed. Just get on with it.
At first, I thought
go subscribe, by the way. The link will be in the description, as it usually is.
But then I realized what he meant. My mom was awake.
Yeah.
My mom.
Your mother is awake.
I've never heard her voice in real life.
Okay.
I've never seen her eyes look into mine. I've held her hand, but she's never held mine.
Is it when she gave birth to the child, was it the fact that the stress and all that put her into a coma, or what? You haven't explained it.
Here the whole time.
Explain yourself.
She's been so far away, too. She had had a complicated pregnancy with me.
Yeah, thought so.
I was a stubborn fetus, I guess you could say. I decided that I wanted to come early, which caused a lot of issues for her, and she was rushed into surgery to get me out. She never regained consciousness after she was put under anesthesia.
Shit.
Because of her family's beliefs, my father never took her off the meds that kept her alive.
Fair enough.
I'd always had a feeling that at some point, I would have to be the one to end my mom's life.
That's kind of mad.
Thankfully, it didn't sound like that was going to have to happen after all.
Good.
I bolted out of bed and ran to get my brother up.
Brush your hair.
He was 2 years older than me, so he only remembers small fragments of Mom in real life. He remembers her singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star every night, and she made the best chocolate chip pancakes in the world.
Do you love some chocolate chip pancakes?
He doesn't remember her smile or the way she smelled. So this day was the best news for all of us.
Nice.
My brother never said it out loud, but I knew that he blamed me for what happened to our mom.
That is
sad. To be honest, I didn't expect any less. He was nice to me growing up, but I always felt like there was something between us that wouldn't allow us to get closer.
It's...
He hadn't forgiven me. Did you know?
It's not your fault.
Someone has been in a coma was 19 years. Terry Wallace was in a coma for many years before he woke up.
Why am I getting like? Why am I getting learnt? I don't need to get learnt right now. I'm just here for the story.
We all rushed in as soon as my dad got the car and park. Our happy reunion was cut short when the doctor stopped us outside of my mom's room. He had a grave look on his face. Something was wrong. "She wants to see Emma," the doctor said, and my dad pulled me forward. He said no problem, and tried to get the doctor to open the door. "No, see," the doctor started. "She doesn't understand that Emma is a teenager now. She thinks that she just gave birth to her.
Oh, mate.
All of our faces turned white.
Jesus.
We had thought this could happen, but we didn't know what to do when it finally came to
That's
be.
crazy.
The doctor told my dad that he didn't want to shock my mother until we were all here at the hospital with her, and we could introduce me. This wasn't going to be easy, and we all knew that. I held my breath as my dad and the doctor went into my mother's room. All I could hear was some muffled talking from the doctor.
What the fuck? Oh, I don't know either. I don't know what to say.
Uncontrollably. "Bring me my baby!" I got goosebumps up and down my arms.
Jesus.
This was probably the most afraid that I've ever been in my life. I was so afraid that my mother was going to hate me, and that she was going to think I ruined her life.
Why would she?
I almost ran.
It's not your fault.
But my brother nudged me forward. The door to the hospital room stood open in front of me, and I walked through.
I bet it is rather foreboding not having met your own mother.
She already looked so much more full of life than she had just days ago. "Hi, Mom," I said, twirling my fingers through my hair. I did that when I was nervous. My mom was doing the same with hers, as she said, "Hi." My dad said that it was okay to step closer. I couldn't help but start to cry as I walked up to my mom. She had the same hair color as me, and her eyes were just as blue. My dad had always told me I looked like her, but I never could see it until now. In that moment, I felt like my mom had come back from the dead.
Damn.
She'd been here this whole time.
That's crazy.
She was as good as gone. I touched her face and her eyes lit up. It's like
Aww.
she knew it was me. It's like she remembered my soul
Aww.
when she carried me in her
That's
stomach.
really sweet.
It is you, she said, and she wrapped me in a humongous hug. We
Mm.
bawled together on the bed for quite some time. Then my mom pulled away from me and wiped her tears. It's so nice to finally meet you. Last time I saw you, you were on a black and white screen. She chuckled, talking about the sonogram. I've grown since then, I giggled, and wrapped my hand around hers.
That's really sweet.
Since Mom had been in bed for so long, most of her muscles were weakened.
Yeah,
She
dystrophy
needed
and
lots of
stuff like
physical
that.
therapy to get them back into shape. She wouldn't be able to leave the hospital for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month.
That's
And when she did
understandable.
leave, she would still be required to do lots of physical therapy
Yeah.
and other therapies, I guess.
Because her muscles would
Those
have gone
other
into
therapies
dystrophy
would help
depending
her
on
deal
how
with
long
all the
she's in the
time that
coma.
passed
Because
and
obviously she's
missing
not
out on
moving
our
about,
lives and
no
things like
muscles
that.
being
The one thing
used.
we didn't know how to tell her is that our dad was remarried. We'd had a stepmom for the last 3 years.
Oh,
My brother and I had given our
fuck.
dad our blessing to start dating again after
Oh,
the 10-year anniversary
fuck.
of when my mom went into a coma. He'd been so lonely. He'd basically only lived for us, and having someone there to help with the kids would be amazing.
That's mad.
We decided we weren't going to tell my mom that first day. We thought it would be too much to add to everything else.
That's
we were going to do.
fucked.
On the ride home, my brother blurted out.
Obviously
he
it's not
didn't think we should
fucked,
tell Mom
but
at all.
like,
He thought we should make
how
our
would you
stepmom
respond?
move out, which I didn't think was such a bad idea either.
No.
Our dad wasn't going for that. He hadn't fallen out of love with my mom. He'd just become stagnant. And the fact that she was awake now seemed to be weighing heavy on his mind.
Oof.
He was silent almost the entire ride home. When we pulled into the driveway, I asked if he was okay. He looked at me with tears in his eyes and said he just didn't know what to do.
What would you do in that situation though? You wouldn't know what to do. Like, thinking about it, like, being in a relationship is hard enough as it is. Like, sure, you love that person so much, but you dedicate your life to that person and you love them unconditionally. And having loved that person for over 10 years and waiting on them, just trying to make sure that they're going to be okay, like they will, having that hope that they'll eventually come out of this coma, it's hard. It must be awful. Especially then, obviously, allowing yourself to be emotionally open to someone else, like you was with your ex-partner or partner that was in the coma. It must be awful.
Walked into the house and gave each other the biggest hugs. Our stepmom walked up and asked if we were okay. She knew what had happened and all of the craziness that was now going to continue. Except
That's not
she
how you
thought
spell
that my
craziness.
dad didn't love my mom anymore and that they were actually divorced.
No.
In fact, he'd never divorced our mom in the first place.
Yeah, she was in a coma, mate.
This was going to be hell for sure. Later on that night, while my brother and I were supposed to be sleeping, we snuck down the stairway to listen to my dad and stepmom talking in the kitchen. So what are we going to do? My stepmom was asking. My dad was silent when she continued, saying that obviously we would need to contact my mom's family and have them help out. My dad said we were her family. And she
Yeah.
would stay with us. My stepmom hated that idea and suggested that we get a hotel room for her until we could figure
That's
something
mad,
out.
no.
That's when he dropped the bomb. We're still married, he blurted. My
Oof.
stepmom nodded. Yes, we are, and I have every right to say what happens in this house.
Oof.
He gave my stepmom the side eye and said, no, I mean that I'm still married to her. So we aren't even legally married? My dad shook his head. I could tell he was crying again. My stepmom
Damn.
let out the biggest scream I'd ever heard. I think it blew out my eardrums.
Shit.
With ears ringing, my brother and I rushed down the stairs when my stepmom was slinging horrible words at my father, her face in a red rage. Her things were packed within a few hours, and she was off to her sister's house. I could tell my dad was hurt, but he
Fair
looked
enough.
almost relieved as well. By the
I
end
would
of the
be.
week, my mom was ready to come home. We set up the guest room for her, but we were surprised when she came in the house and went directly to the master bedroom. My dad didn't say anything, but my brother spoke up. He told her to put her things in the guest room, and she looked hurt. It's
Aw.
okay, Mom. You can sleep in the master bedroom tonight. I tried to assure her. Tonight? It's my bed, my house. She looked confused and worried. Then she asked where our stepmom was. We told her she left, and I don't know if I saw relief on her face or terror. We all
Damn.
helped her get settled in the bed, and she took a nap while we discussed how we were going to introduce my stepmom to my mom. However, not long after, our stepmom came to the door and knocked loudly,
Fuck.
waking my mom up. My brother answered the door, and in a hushed tone, he told her to be quiet. Just as the door shut again, my mom was on the landing of the stairs.
She's gonna fucking go ape shit.
She asked, and came down the stairs, coming face to face with my stepmom.
Oh shit.
Mom, this is Lisa, I said, stepping forward. Lisa crossed her arms as my mom put her hand
So
out.
rude!
That Lisa wasn't going to shake her hand, my mom put hers back at her side. She offered Lisa to come on in, and Lisa snidely replied, I don't need to be invited into my own home.
What?
I guess it just shows the type of person my mom is, but she didn't reply with something nasty and rude. She graciously smiled and offered Lisa some tea.
Fair.
Then she said, we can all call this place home. Lisa scoffed. That's when my mom almost lost her cool. Instead of flipping out and yelling at Lisa, she stirred the sugar in her tea and quietly said, you're not the one who had their entire life ripped away from them.
True.
So I don't
Very
know what
true. Lisa's a
You're
bitch.
taking my husband away.
No,
With
she's
all the
not.
mustard.
She's
My mom
not.
reminded Lisa that she had actually taken her husband away first.
Exactly.
She also said that it was extremely upsetting that Lisa got to watch her children grow up a little while she lay unconscious in a hospital bed. That's when Lisa
Fuck
jumped up
Lisa.
and spilled hot tea all over my mom. I quickly sprang into action, as did my brother. I grabbed a towel to help my mom dry off. Luckily, the tea had some milk and sugar in it, so it wasn't scalding, and my brother pulled Lisa away, shoving her out the door while simultaneously screaming for our dad. He ran down the stairs like lightning. What is it? What's going on? He asked. We explained what happened, and my dad took off
my
the door
God.
after Lisa.
Yeah, go
I
fuck
helped
her
my
up.
mom up the stairs, and we got her in the shower to get the tea off of her. Then we heard shouting outside. My stepmom and dad were back. All we could hear
Madness.
was Lisa screaming that my dad lied to her, and there was nothing he
She
could
is
do
a
to get her to believe him.
bitch.
I was hoping she would leave, but she came into the house and shoved herself into the master bedroom right past my mom. I asked Lisa if she could have some respect for my mom who was changing. But
Yeah.
she snarled at me and started stuffing a bag full of clothes. I'm out of here. Don't
Good.
bother calling me.
I'm
she
not
said to my
gonna.
dad as she
Fuck
quickly
you.
left again.
Bitch!
Over the next few days, my dad tried calling her, but she wouldn't answer. He tried to get a hold of her sister, parents, and everyone else that would know where she was, but no one would give him any clues. During that time, he was also taking care of my mom, driving her to some appointments and making her food when she was hungry.
That's
my
sweet.
brother and I were busy with school, so thankfully, he was able to keep her company. A
Aww.
couple weeks after the crazy incident with Lisa, my brother and I came home to see our parents sitting on the couch together, my mom's feet across my dad's
Aw.
thighs. I couldn't believe the sight. When we came in the door, the two looked as if we caught them doing something wrong. They blushed and tried to scramble away from each other. My brother and I burst out laughing. They were married after all. We
Aw.
didn't mind that they wanted to get closer. It had been almost 15 years since they'd been able to do that.
That's really
That was the
sweet.
moment we thought that we had our mom back. She was still pretty weak and often didn't understand how to use technology. But
Bless
she was
her.
smiling more and cracking jokes.
Mhm.
Her and I talked a lot more too. And I told her about almost everything that I've done in my life to catch her up.
That's
We
really
cried a
sweet.
lot, and I held her while she apologized for not being around. Then
What
things started to get strange. She'd wake up very early in the morning and turn on all the burners on the stove. The
Huh?
refrigerator door would be wide open, and the house would smell like gas fumes when we woke up in the morning. The last time that this happened, she was sitting out on the porch while everything in the kitchen was running, including
What?
the sink and the microwave. The back door was left open, and I saw her curled in a ball. I walked out of the door and asked her if she was okay. She didn't answer. I sat down next to my
Huh?
mom and put my arm around her. When she looked at me, all I could see was pure terror in her eyes. Who are you?
What?
She asked and pulled away from me.
Oh
I looked at her,
no.
confused. I'm your daughter, Emma. No, my daughter is a baby. I just had her a couple of months ago.
Has she got
Who are you,
dementia?
and why are you in my house? Dad? I called, and it took a few minutes, but he showed up on the doorstep. Something's wrong with Mom, is all I could say before she grabbed my hair and pulled my head back. She started screaming, Where is my daughter? And my dad grabbed her,
Shit.
pulling her arms behind her back. It was then that she snapped out of whatever trance she was in. She started crying and saying, I'm sorry, Emma. I ran upstairs and locked my door.
She must
To
have
say I
some
was
form of like
terrified
dementia or
would be an
something.
understatement. Something was going on with my mom, and we needed to figure it out. My dad called the hospital, and they told him she may have had some memory lapses.
Yeah.
But this was way more severe than a slip of the mind. She physically hurt me. And she's a very small woman. There was something else going on here. I spent the next several days trying to keep
4'9".
She apologized to me several times after the incident on the porch, but I was still afraid to get close to her. My father and brother had no problem accepting her back into the family. They would play board games and watch movies together, but every time that I would join in, I could tell that a dark mask fell over my mom's face. She would constantly stare at me out of the corner of her eye, and I swear
What the
I could see
fuck?
a red glint flash over her normally bright eyes whenever she didn't think I was looking. Then, one night, I woke up to her staring at me from across my bedroom. I popped up in my bed and asked her if she was okay. She didn't reply. I could see her eyes in the darkness.
What?
Right. I screamed for my dad again, and when he came in the room, he flipped on the light. She wasn't in the chair anymore. We searched for her everywhere in the house, but she wasn't anywhere we could see. That's when we heard the blood-curdling scream. Tune in next time to hear what happened with my mom.
Oh my god. That's crazy. That's crazy. She must have some form of dementia or something. Jesus, I couldn't imagine anyone going through that. But that's the end of this video. If you want a part 2, I'll do it in a fortnight, because obviously I've got plans for next week. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see part 2. I hope you enjoyed. Of course I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like. Comment down below if you want to see anything else like this. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.